Okay, so I'm doing this video here, and I'm doing a response back to a Google Plus um, survey question that was posted up. The survey's been up for several months on Google Plus, and we're still having people respond to it. And I did the results of what they was on the live radio show, State of the Black Parent, that comes on Mondays, Much Matters Mondays. You can engage on Twitter, Pinterest, and Google Plus on hashtag Black Parents Live, hashtag StateBP. You can engage on there. So on this denial of the single motherhood in our community, one of the subscribers on the Google Plus, not aware of them on the YouTube. I don't think they are on YouTube. For the response, definitely for the response that have been received lately. Okay, y'all see, put me in a picture frame. Okay, yes. The question is, do you feel our community is in denial of single motherhood? And so 58% responded yes, 19% responded no, and 24% need more information. And so one of the, you can see it on the Google Plus timeline. One of the responders responded that, what exactly are your plans with the survey? Now, I do have the videos. We already have the State of the Black Parent event that's been in New York for 2 years. We have, Education, Economics, and Enterprise. There's a radio show that is on Monday to have parents more aware. We provide, it's more of a resource hub, to give them updated information on what's occurring on with the single parent or resources that they need. Interviewing various people that provide services in our community. We do that, and also the timeline has a lot of information, and definitely encouraging parents to be able to network more with each other. Definitely 4 or 5 parents can really balance out and work out. It's kind of hard when you have people with different personalities, and some people think, well, I'm not going to get there and be the most effective. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm the head wench in charge and stuff. Some people have that kind of mentality. That's why we don't, so a lot of common sense stuff shouldn't even be discussed today, such as pool resources together. That should just be common sense. But they responded that the survey question, and it is extremely vague for a reason. Do we have, keeping it simple. Do we have it denying our community? And we really do. Is asking whether the black community is in denial about the single motherhood. And this can be interpreted as, I could tell they're a good blog writer because it's very simple, like it didn't take them much time to write up, and it's very perfectly written. But this can be interpreted as, one, are our people in denial about the problems of single motherhood? Stereotypical response, which blames the mother and serves as an inadvertent reinforcement of the negative stereotypes rather than seek causes and solutions. These people will likely vote yes. So you can hear the videos, and there's a lot of solutions and causes that are spoken about on this video. Also check out the Pinterest board, STE Black Parent. The second, they put number 2, it is likely that the people who voted no are very aware of the stereotypical references of single motherhood and likely may feel that the issue is over exaggerated or discussed, though the issue is not in denial, meaning not being overlooked. But they're not active in making sure that mothers aren't going without their proper services, such as health care before and after, or even to take care of the children, children being orphaned off or in unhealthy environments that don't serve them well. Also, okay, yeah, I'm doing my hair here. See, he's trying to do my hair. I don't know what he thinks wrong with it, but okay, yeah, it already looks like you combed it. So, it says more importantly, so they have for number 3. More importantly, 22% of those polled, for were not willing to assume or rely on the stereotype. Although the survey question is severely open-ended. In other words, the survey question allows for the assuming of something very unspoken. Otherwise, people would not be able to answer the question at all based upon its limited scope. And the response is, basically, there's a lot of information in the State of the Black Parent group that gives a lot of information to definitely be able to answer this question, because it's a lot of things that you'll be surprised that people don't know. It's a lot of things that people, they're very different around the country. Every state, every region, every city is worth a different value. People get offended when I say that, but that's the truth. Everywhere's not fair, just because you was able to make it out of the deep of Alabama, the other 60 to 7% who didn't. I'm sure at least 25% of them tried just as hard as you, but just didn't make it because, they have it as though only few can make it. And the same thing up in Louisiana, too. And then some people, they have their family. Some people get there and act like, oh, yeah, I worked so hard, this and that. No. And they be exaggerating. They be had their family help with some stuff and all kinds of stuff. So, just don't take everything for what people, the finish lines that they're at. Okay, pick this up off the floor right here and put it in the trash can. Okay, so you're going to throw your shoe. Come on, pick this up right here. So, single mother is in denial in our community for the fact that it's a lot of things that we shouldn't have to be discussing. We shouldn't have to discuss when you have mothers that don't have the proper housing. We have houses not paid for cash. We're not giving our children, nieces, the proper information, really in detail. In options. People may give you information, but they're going to give you information as the janitor way or the doctor. You either be a janitor or a doctor, and that's more to life than those only options. There's denial definitely with the child support system, especially when you have a child support office that is getting there, with this, oh, they overloaded, and this and that. No, when I had those jobs, I had to have things up to par. Now, ain't no telling, they probably had me there because they was up for a government audit or whatever like that, but, stuff's still going on today, but this stuff here has been going on for years, and it is not improving. There are companies that's having contracts that should not be having contracts, regardless of how many complaints they're having. They're still getting the bid for them. For example, Maximus. Even though Maximus has been ran out of some states, it's like some states are attracted to, poor service, classism service. So it's like, okay, since you're doing service with the poor, we're not going to care how you treat them. You do whatever you want. You give us the lowest bid. It seems as though you're doing something. If you just help 10 out of the 40,000 people that need service, if you just help 10 or 20, they could just be the 10 or 40. They say, oh, well, they got this, they got that from me, but still you have 10,000, 40,000 others not getting help. You're right there on a surplus parking lot. That's just one example, along with the many other news reports that has been up, along with blogs that have been written of this matter by a multitude of people that are complaining about this company and the system. So there is a denial because there is no way you can prevent yourself from being on child support as a man. There are men that they would do anything. If they had to work 2 jobs and provide just to see that their children are provided for, the mother don't have to suffer for their children. You talking about the money that you spend on child care, that could be given to the mother. You cannot afford child care, and you don't want to even pay 10%. You know what I'm saying? Men that complain about paying 10% of the child care bill a month. If you're paying less than $1,000 a month, you need to shut up. That's great. You had 9 months of not doing anything, not losing your job, not having to take off from work, readjust your health or anything. That's the time you could have been working 2 or 3 jobs And then once that child was born, you could have let maybe one of those jobs go because you didn't work 3 jobs. You could get that. Stop making all those, and then stop making all those babies. Be more organized and serious about it. It's like some people intentionally live over the limit, unorganized. I understand you're not gonna be perfect. I'm not talking about being married. I'm talking about you sleeping with 2, 3, 5 girls at the same time and stuff like. You deny the baby. Do you deny when you fool around and got syphilis or AIDS or whatever like that? Do you deny that? But then some guys get there and they fool around and have gonorrhea in them for over 10 years and consistently pass it from woman to woman. They change it. No, go put that. No, don't have hair on here. Go put that in the toilet. Go to the toilet and put that hair in the toilet. So it is no excuse for a man to be a deadbeat. You can have the people come up to the hospital, as I've said on previous video. You can get there and have Walgreens the test, $500. That ain't nothing, especially when dudes getting there. They spend that on shoes. They spend that on dope. Now, and they spend that on rims. They spend that on just football tickets. Nah, and I gotta say that because that's what's happening, and that is the factors of the men. And if God has blessed you with the means to make a amount, you sit at the table with the mother. You sit down and say, okay, this is what the child needs, and this is what I need to spend. You trying to rush the child up in daycare, and then when the child gone, you trying to sue and stuff like that, or rush a child into a situation where they not here no more. Then you want to sue and get angry and talk about how you a good father and say, no, you need to be more organized. If you have a baby mama that hey, a baby coming, and then some guys want to get there and be in a rush to tell you that, oh, you pregnant, but then they don't want to do nothing else, and they most so treat you horrible. You like, you get no type of respect from me. None at all. And there's nothing you could say. That child don't owe you anything. That baby mama don't owe you anything. You need to get more organized about life. You need to treat all your children equal. Some people be all on this old extra religious, BS and stuff like that. Take care of your children equally. Regardless, you don't care if that doctor they help you out, how that child got here, if he know who his daddy is or who his daddy is, or if his daddy is his uncle or his third cousin or whatever like that. That doctor they help you out, that lawyer, that CNA that clean up after you, that person that help you when you in a car accident, and they be the only person to be the firefighter before the firefighters come because the firefighters way on the other side of town or whatever the deal is. When you get there and you want somebody to, what I'm saying? People be on so much BS and stuff, it don't make no daggone sense. So, regardless, all this, you got favoritism among which children you gonna take care of and stuff like that. That's some of the factors. Now, I done already spoke to solutions within this conversation. You can review the previous, subscribe, reply, and share. And, to you guys, the time that you spend complaining and want to voice about why you shouldn't have to pay child support, you pay taxes, and you should not put your child, if you don't want your Social Security in the system, why would you want your child out in the system like that? A statistic that they do the school to prison pipeline. Why? And it's something how they have this system to where all these deadbeat dads advocate not to take care of their children, but they're not advocating against the school to prison pipeline and for their children to have proper health care while in the womb and once they get out of the womb, along with quality child care and quality education that is not classism. So, deadbeats, put a thumbtack in you, okay? Because, you already, you already tetanus, okay? You just need to go just finish it on out. Deadbeats, you are disgusting, especially the ones that, and they have the updated story with Ray Caruth. And, no, do not comb your hair up in here. No, do not do that. Don't do that. Get out of here. So, Ray Caruth did that, and it's like, okay, you had the chance of being a professional football player. You was going to be making enough to where I'm sure if you would have got there, sat at the table, and worked it out, you wouldn't be in jail today. Your child probably had a chance of being normal and not in the incapacitated state. But since you, just as you hurt him with his mother, you hurt the child that is disabled and good, that she has a great mother that took on to take care of this child here. Good she had that, and this child did not be in a situation where, you know, a child was going to be left orphan or anything like that, but that's just horrible. And to any other guy, you're still making different sets of babies, you unequally take care of your children. And the one thing I do have to give credit to Lil Boosie and Lil Wayne about, they're not the idea, you know, music or whatever, culture, but that's deck of cards. And so just imagine what they sing about the child that's born and grow up in that. Okay, they, you know, I mean, we get up in that discussion about, oh, why their parents did it, all that kind of stuff, but you know what I'm saying, I grew up, you know what I'm saying, right within, at the foot of it also. Okay, I wasn't like at the top, you know, I wasn't at the extreme, but I wasn't too far from the extreme. So getting up in that discussion, that's a whole nother long 20-minute video that I'm not forgetting into. And some things just can't be explained apart. When you gotta ask questions, it's best not even talk about it. So, you know, just don't be petty about life. Um, and you don't put your, you know, there are women that lose their jobs due to becoming pregnant, and so you got to go through this process and procedure. Oh, is she pregnant? She don't have time for all that. And who want, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to get there and put all your business out. Then they get there and they may say something like, well, she didn't tell us early enough she was pregnant. Then they might say, well, you know, the job that we expressed to you that we didn't want you pregnant. And then you gotta go back and forth arguing stupid stuff. And that's why people don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? So don't respect, people respond, oh, well, you could get a lawyer. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. They should have the services. Look, especially when you in these at-will states that don't give you no rights. They need to have at least a social service that automatically at least make sure they have transitional housing for you to be able to get. It's only so many babies you can have, and if she high risk, ain't too many. It's a very few high. It is a lot, but then it's a very few women that's gonna consistently have baby back to back. If she, when she had that one baby and go through most of that, she most likely she may have one more, and that's about it. Okay, so two children, regardless, you don't care when they sign up for the military or whatever else they gotta get there and wipe your ass when you grown, or your grandparents' ass, or whoever, your aunt or uncle. You don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? People don't never think long out before they, you know. I thought like that because I was raised like that when I was a child. That's how I thought like that. But then when you really see the picture, you're like, okay, I got to, you know, come on, I ain't got time for the pettiness. And so they should at least have service, basic services. You shouldn't have to be fighting to have a place to stay. You know, go through BS. Even with your health care, you know, then some, you know, then you have people, because you're poor, they take advantage of you. Um, try to have you get procedures and stuff that is not safe for you in the long run. And you know, some people crazy. Well, if the doctor said do it, I'm glad I didn't. And guess what? Those people could never talk to me again. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, 99% of those people could never talk to me. I'm gonna play that. Oh, I do with the doctor. I did that. And then see what happened. I'm affected for life, okay? I got IV with heroin and synthetic cocaine at a Christian hospital in a session, okay? And there's records to back that up, okay? And then there's another person that had the incident happen to them in 2000. Mine was about a decade later with the same doctor at the same facility. So this here is going about 20 minutes. So I don't see, and definitely if you're a single parent, I see a lot of teenagers that do vlogs, and I'm not a teenage mom. I didn't have a child as a teen. I definitely, are there more moms that are single parents? Plus, I also see a lot of couples, whether they're married or not married. But definitely, are there more single mothers that are over the age of 21 and 25. And of course, I do watch the one in Canada, and I do have consult services out there to serve the Canada area. So if you need pots, pans, you're gonna be renting a car in Canada. You're gonna be taking a trip to Canada. You need hotel. Do contact me. I am your personal shopper, and do check me on www.stateoftheblackparent.blogspot.com. So shout out to the Canadian subscribers, and those that pass through, and those that I engage with. But I do have to say, Ms. Ned's life in Canada is totally different from the single parent here with one parent in America. It is very different. I don't know if that boom boom curve. I feel it has, and I really have to give much salute to definitely how she's grown. And one thing people have to understand is that you can't get there, and people expect you to immediately progress. Number one, you have a 15-minute video. You don't see everything. Everybody don't tell you everything that they're doing, or whatever like that. If you're a single parent, you can't be rushing to, okay, well, I'm gonna get somebody in my life so I don't be a single parent so they look good to these outside people so that they don't get there and write crazy stuff or do me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Live your life, do you. I am glad how she has, like, boom boom. I'm excited for her. Um, and I definitely hope the best. Now I look forward to seeing more single parents that are over the age of 21, that do vlogs where you sit down and talk, or you do the vlogging like Miss Nez. I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, how does she? And then my child, I can't be vlogging and at no bus stop. Okay, she do it with 3 children. That's her. No competition. Salute. TTYL, you all subscribe, reply, share. Those of relevance. And if you don't like it, you already know. I'm not going to Tony Braxton because you don't like it or you feel trying to get something to the next rich level. It is what it is now. When it gets there, it gets there. But definitely, it's about the message. If you don't understand this angle or feel, okay, well, you people this and that, then you just well pass on by the channel because you're not coming with a solution for the matter. And so I mainly want to practical, layman, and simple, those that are about solutions and application. That's it. Nothing extra in the literature. I hated literature in school. But you all, TTYL.